teaching procedures must be differentiated from content. Procedures do not distract from the content, but they actually facilitate the teaching of content. A successful classroom is like a train.
Procedures are the railroad tracks and content is the train. We need to lay those tracks down in the beginning of the school year, polish and maintain them throughout the school year so that the train of content has a speed and a direction in which it can go. Focus on the tracks first and the train second. Now, when I say this, when it's not in the summertime, some teachers get uncomfortable because they think, well, you know, it's February, and I guess I already laid the tracks down not so well in September, so I guess I'm basically toast until next school year. The truth is, it is never too late in the school year to make changes to your management system, to try new procedures, any change at all. There are hundreds and hundreds of classroom procedures. The bad news is they all need to be taught, every one of them. The good news is some of them are so simple, once the kids know them, they know them forever.
Procedures are the railroad tracks and content is the train. And that has really stuck with me because all of those procedures have to be in place and you have to take time to do them and you have to value those as much as everything else that comes after those. And so I just really emphasize with the teachers to spend the time doing that, and they don't have to worry about that they may not be doing math and social studies and science every day during the first part of school, but just to lay that groundwork because it pays off for the rest of the year.
We started our procedures the first day of school, and we're still practicing them. It's not like, okay, here's what we're going to do, here's the procedure, and you do it a couple times and that's it. It's over and over and over, and if they start slipping up a little bit, then we just say, okay, we need to practice. We're not getting it quite right. And it makes things so much easier to do that at the beginning and reinforce it rather than keep trying to play catch up or change it.
Some of you have not been labeling your papers correctly, so I want to just do a quick review of labeling your papers. So go ahead and label this for your homework for tonight. What goes on the top line? First and last name. What is the subject? Thank you. What's the period? What's the date?
October 8, 2004.
Excellent. And what is the homework?
We don't know.
Okay, here it comes.
Kids want to succeed, so they say, okay, tell us what to do. So they give us permission to be very specific. Do this, not that, very clear and specific. Kids are eating it up because they want to know. So they're right with us.
To cement procedures so they become automatic, teachers are well advised to use auditory, visual, and kinesthetic methods. In clear language, explain the procedure. Use an overhead or handout. Have students practice the procedure through kinesthetic movement of the body or hands as required.
Consciously teach a minimum of 2 procedures per class or lesson from now until you retire. Minimum of 2. Alternating between auditory, visual, and kinesthetic procedures, how important they are. When in doubt, teach procedures. If the kids are doing it well and they say, why are we doing this? We already know it. The response, do you think Olympic champions ever practice?
If I clap my hands 2 times, then they raise their hand, and the procedure is they stop and look at me and listen for the next directions. I use the word go a lot when we have given directions, and I repeat the directions to make sure that they understand what they are to do. Boys and girls, when I say go, if you're sitting on the floor in the middle, you may go to begin your can-dos. Go.
I suggest that teachers write right into their lesson plan, what are the procedures I'm going to teach today? Things are going poorly, practice procedures. Things are going well, practice procedures. I challenge you to try to overteach procedures and routines to your kids. Try and overteach procedures next year when you start, and throughout the school year. I have never once seen a teacher overteach procedures to his or her students. So my suggestion is if you try really hard to overteach them, you'll get it just right. You'll get it just right.
We need to practice. Okay, we're going to come up and sit on our X's. All right, and we may need to practice this morning and see how well you can do it. You ready? Okay. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the whole team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Play ball. That was pretty good. I think we're going to practice it, though, because the back row got a little crunched up, a little too soon. All right, so stand up on your X's, please. Stand right up on your X's, and let's see if we can go back to our seats. All right, here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Here we go. Now remember, back row, don't crunch up. Don't crunch up. Here we go. Hector, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back.
This is from a consultant named Rick Morris out of San Diego. And he says, use sound signals for procedures. He has 6 or 7 different signals, each one assigned to a very specific procedure. He has a hotel bell, which, ding, the silver bell like that, ding, and it just means one thing. Group leaders come to the front to get materials to distribute to your groups. Now this one here, that's the quiet signal. But you can also do the 1-minute warning signal, which means you have 1 minute to finish up your conversations or your work.
Music is a powerful medium to establish and guide procedures. Music creates a calming atmosphere while students and teacher get organized.
Softens the climate of the class. And so when I play music as students are entering, that's their signal basically to be getting ready for the day, get their things organized, fill in their agenda. When the music goes off, and that's the time when I start going through it.
Transitions are made effective through the use of music.
Whatever grade you teach, pick a chronic or regular transition that the kids do on a regular basis. And then pick a song that the kids like that you can live with. That's the hardest part. If you want the transition to last 35 seconds, play the last 35 seconds of the song every time. The kids will tend to pace themselves to the music.
We transition by the use of music and pictures on the overhead to kind of remind them what they need to be doing at that particular time. If I ring the chime, they know that means it's their signal to head to the back of the room to our meeting spot. Pictures help kind of remind them what all of the music and the symbols mean.
They know when they hear that song, anytime when we're transitioning from one subject to another or getting in line, that it's about 40 seconds long. We've just cut 40 seconds out of the song and recorded it over and over. And when they hear that, they know they have about 40 seconds to get everything put away and in their seat or line up in a number 3 line showing active listening.
There are 3 important steps to practicing procedures. Teach the procedure and practice frequently. Go live by using it in the context of a lesson. And build in accountability by evaluating with them how well they did.